Hi, Emily. Want to round us off?
Yeah, so language. We were just talking about languages, and it's like it's a lot of like there's a lot of cross-cultural things. I want to talk about the most universal cross-cultural thing: food.
Food.
Specifically, sandwiches. Like, what's the perfect sandwich? For me, I love a toasted sandwich.
Ooh.
I love Reubens.
Oh, Reubens are so good.
Oh, they're so good. Put a little bit of cheese in there. The best sandwich I ever had, I would just never have thought of this, but like something with like Swiss cheese. I'm not a big Swiss fan. With like turkey, not a big turkey fan, and apples. Not a big apple fan. But mix it all together in a panini. It was so
That sounds really
orgasmic.
good, yeah.
And then I got mac and cheese to go along with it, and it was like white cheddar mac and cheese.
So fucking good.
Oh, it was so good.
It's the weirdest thing to me, like how food complements and works so well. First, let me ask you guys this: are burger sandwiches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're between bread.
Well, then one of the best burgers I've ever had in my life was when I was up in Nebraska visiting my brother in college. He took us to this place called Lead Belly. First of all, great name for a restaurant. And we go there, and he's like, okay, you're not going to believe me, but they have some weird, like, mixtures here. You just have to trust me and get it. I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like, this is a peanut butter jelly burger, or something like that.
Good.
But the thing is, I was like,
good.
what? No, it sounds so sweet and nutty. It's like, I just want like a burger, man. Like, I'm Texan here. I can go anywhere, and I want the barbecue. And he's like, trust me.
I want the barbecue.
I want the barbecue. I took one bite. I was like, how did they do it? Like, what did they do here? They tricked me. It's one of the best things I've ever had. My little brother sitting next to me, he's like, I was like, what'd you get? He goes like, it's cinnamon roll pot pie. It sounds absolutely atrocious. I just want to yell at Nick. I'm like, that's fair. Go for it. Takes a bite. He's like, I'm going to cry. Like, and my little brother has no emotions. He's like one of the most robotic people I know. I love it. And he's just like, this is seriously one of the best things I had. I have to hate eat this now because I love it.
Right.
It's like, it sounds so good. I don't know how they do it. Like, the way food complements, I'll never understand. Whatever past life of me was a chef is so long gone now. He was so far back on the reincarnation train, if that was a thing. Like, it's bizarre to me. Completely uncomparable.
You're locked in as a waterbender.
Taking it back to like the basics, grilled cheese and tomato soup.
Oh, so good.
So good.
Such an underrated lunch.
I was gonna say, I have soft spots for like the further along my sandwich culinary technique got, right? It's like there's that point where you make your first ham sandwich for yourself and you're like, man, this is good, right? Like I can eat infinite sandwiches. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I can make myself a sandwich whenever I want, and I felt so powerful like middle school or like elementary school. But like you learn like fry the ham first before you put it on there. You start making yourself breakfast sandwiches. My answer to your question, by the way, breakfast sandwiches, where it's at.
Really?
When you get yourself a bagel, cut that sucker in half, go yourself up some ham or some like low carb turkey, whatever.
Oh, nice.
You start getting some nice American sharp cheddar. You throw that on there. You mix that with like, well, the turkey's getting the honey ham and the honey turkey, so it captures the sweetness when you grill it, whatever. Pair it with the sharp cheddar. Put maybe put a schmear on the bagel on top of it, so it complements well with the
I'm
things.
so glad this is our last topic, because now I'm starving.
Right.
Christ.
Get ready for Amy's ice cream.
Oh, yeah, totally the same thing. Now we got a whole spectrum of sandwiches.
Foods that we have to like.
Yeah, because it's like you just said bagel, and I was like, that's not. Oh fuck, is it? Like with bread and just like shit in between sandwich.
Yeah, that's all it is.
That's weird. What's the weirdest sandwich you've ever had?
I'm just. I guess actually, I never told my personal anecdote on the podcast.
You didn't. Do you want to save that for the next one?
I didn't want to be too. No, this is one of the stories I contemplate though, because this is the least incriminating. I used to have these massive ragers over at my buddy's place all the time because his parents were both military, so they'd always be gone, and. We go get done with football practice and go over to his place, and we just like carb overload because we just worked out all day and sweat out in the sun. And we would just make these disgusting concoctions of food because his dad was Korean, his mom was Filipina, and I'm half Filipino, so like we just love the Asian food there, but we also got all this American food, whatever. And my really good friend Robert, we would just start daring each other disgusting things, and to set like the scene.
Oh, did you do mouth bombs? I see those at restaurants with like family friends.
What's a mouth bomb?
You just, you get like the olive oil with like the bread, but you like put like as much pepper and as much like salt as you can in the olive oil, and you put like sugar in it, and like you just put it on the bread.
I wish it was that innocent, but like it was. So I'll also set the scene like behind us. Yeah, there's a bunch of dumb high school dudes. So like we're like spraying Axe on ourselves and lighting it on fire, like spraying on katanas and having like flaming katana fights because my buddy had katanas there. Like Tony Hawk Underground's in the background while we're just blasting, you know, like whatever most recent Ed Sheeran album there was out. It's just like I set the tone for how. We thought we were so cool.
There's just Ed Sheeran in the background.
It wasn't
the A-Team's playing.
It wasn't
all these
just-
flaming balls.
I'm telling you, this is like 2012, so it's Ed Sheeran, Ellie Goulding, Taylor Swift, like.
One Direction.
No, we weren't really that far, but that was.
That's beautiful.
That was the peak of just debauchery.
I was like, wow, Ethan, you had such a cool like high school life. I was like, I thought I had fun, but man, and then you threw Ed Sheeran, and I was like, never mind, I'm good.
I mean, we do like Swedish House Mafia, like, or something like that.
Yeah, for
but
sure.
it's that era, like, that's me, that was cool. And,
I
but meanwhile, we would just, so like, I am the fan of Buddy the Elfing from Elf, where like, you just take spaghetti noodles and just throw as much weird stuff on there as possible, and I've done that so many times, and it's actually good.
Really?
I actually enjoy maple syrup on spaghetti noodles more than actual marinara
Never
sauce
had it.
now.
Need to try it.
And so we'll try this out in the video sometime. Just putting M&M's, Reese's Pieces, maple syrup, honey, chocolate syrup, all in spaghetti noodles. It's just like, as long as you didn't cook them with the intention of marinara sauce, like there's no marinara sauce going on, it acts as a like carb vessel. It's just like a wheat vessel, you know?
Yeah.
So it's fine. But one time, we were just like, hey, let's put as much weird stuff as possible. And it was for money, so I was like, give me whatever and I'll eat it. So,
that's a scary phrase.
Juiciest thing he's ever said. It was for money, so.
So two pieces of stale sandwich bread.
Right.
And then every condiment in the fridge, which is honey mustard, barbecue sauce, spicy mustard, regular mustard, like disgusting spicy like Asian ketchup, like it's like meant for like Korean barbecue or something like that. This weird pesto sauce, this weird like moldy, crusty green thing in the fridge. I know what it was. All on there, lubing the bread up. Just mayo, that's the worst thing that was on there. Just mayo is disgusting. Then we took 2 hot dogs, didn't cook them, just right at the package.
Oh.
Threw the hot dogs on there. Then we took maple syrup, honey, chocolate syrup, sprinkles, threw that on there.
You lost me.
Potato chips, threw that on there. Pastrami, ham, turkey, threw that on there. Another hot dog, threw that on there. And there was something on it that was like the pieces or something, some like just disgustingness. No, I think it was put the top bun on, right? Mm-hmm. And then put more maple syrup on top of it. So it was just seeping the entire thing together. And I was like, they're like, all you need to do is one bite, right? And I'm like, hold on. No, that's what it was. It was spray cheese. You know, like,
gross.
That is
by far-
delicious.
We took that.
Nasty. I've had that so many times. It's disgusting.
We took that
Plastic.
and we just filled like the top of the thing up with that and then smushed it down.
Fuck
Threw it in the
that.
microwave for 30 seconds. Pulled it out.
Oh, you had it warm. That's
Warm.
the mistake.
And I had my glass of Mountain Dew Code Zero or Code Red off to the side to like wash it down. Take a bite. And I was just like, the second my teeth crunched down all these different textures, I'm like, oh no. And I start chewing, I'm doing like the stomach it down thing, and I was like, this isn't bad.
Really?
And I realized it was the combination of everything at once. My brain didn't have the time to get nauseated by it. And I was like, this is fine. And I like drank some Mountain Dew, and Robert said, there's no way. So he like picked it up the other side, went to take a bite of it, and just like getting his nose near the smell of it made him gag. He couldn't do it, but when Sean tried doing it, he took a bite, just disgusted him. And I realized, I'm like, man. And to this day, like they still have the video, and we'll just like say it sometimes like a group chat or whatever. And it's like, remember that time you think like proved he wasn't human? So
So is that your ideal sandwich?
That's my ideal sandwich.
Okay, my ideal sandwich is like, I'm a big fan of the panini, the nice like hot
So
sandwich. I like different meats in my sandwich as well. So like pastrami. First of all, I would just a Reuben. Get like the corned beef in there, but also add in some pastrami, maybe some salami even.
Oh, salam.
Ooh, it's delicious. And then like make your sauerkraut. Like that way it's like fresh and crunchy.
No, for sure.
Of course, like get some cheese in there. I was thinking like provolone because I'm not a big Swiss person, as I've mentioned. And then, when you're paniniing it, you get. This is where my French comes in. You get the French dip sauce in there.
It's so good.
So good.
Oh, so good.
I've come a long way from living in England. We get like those baguettes for
God, I'm hungry now.
Yeah, we get baguettes, like, and so I get my mom to, like...
What makes French dip and the baguette so good is you soak it, it juices up the bread or whatever,
Yeah.
but the crumbs get lost inside the sauce, so when you're done with your sandwich, you just pound the French onion sauce and you get
it's
bits
so
of
good.
the meat and everything there. It's so good.
Damn. So, that's a good sounding sandwich. That's a really good sounding sandwich, Emily.
yeah. I've come a long way from, like, the baguette with the butter and the ham.
Well,
Like, you can... Because, like, that's kind of like what you get, like, on the street corner of, like, where I was born in France.
I was gonna say, the people who do hot dogs are the best. I'll never have a better hot than this. The French. French hot dogs and baguettes are, I don't know if it's like their go-to thing, but I've had,
Is that a kolache?
sure, but it was just like getting on the Eiffel Tower.
Sure.
It's literally just a baguette with a massive hot dog inside of it, just mustard just soaked in that thing, whatever. And it was just, that was it, and you're just like, this is power protein, walking around the city just in a giant sleeve, and I'm like, this is good.
Yeah, this sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
See, I don't have like a complex thing. Like, I like trying all different kinds of sandwiches, especially if we're throwing burgers in there, bagels included, like, all that's great. But I guess it's just like kind of my own weird thing. When I was a kid, I was a weirdo. I mean, I'm still weird now, but I was like super weird then. Like, my thing was, I wonder if I can get away with eating as many buttered sandwiches as I can. And buttered sandwich is just, it's essentially toast that's been buttered,
Yeah.
but it's not toasted. So it's just bread, you put butter on it, you fold it, and then you eat it.
That's the whitest thing I've ever heard. It's
it's
not
literally in
weird,
color.
it's just white.
It's in color and in both, like, culture. Like, it's so weird. But, like, my family was constantly like, Matt, you can't do that. Like, that's some weird, like, stuff, like, we don't feed you correctly, like, we shun you kind of nonsense. Delicious, though. Like, if butter wasn't so horrible for me,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
in like, those doses, I'd do it all the time. I swear.
That's
It's
good.
so good, though. I love it. But there's so many other great sandwiches.
Are there any sandwiches you guys don't eat, like you don't mess with?
Purposely avoid? No. I don't think so.
This is what my dad was as a latchkey child
There's
with like divorced parents. He like would spend like his summers like by himself a lot, just playing Pac-Man. And for like lunch, he would do this thing where he'd grill or like toast the bread, make a peanut butter jelly sandwich on the toasted bread, which is actually phenomenal. But
Yeah.
here's where it gets weird. You dip it in barbecue sauce.
That's bizarre. It's bizarre.
I mess with that.
Like, as I'm older now, like, I'm like, that actually could be really good. Like, my dad was onto something here. Like, he's a sandwich connoisseur. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know why he'd let go of that.
I'm willing to try almost any sandwich once. That's why, like, I'm pretty open to it. But I just don't like tuna salad.
I love tuna.
I don't like tuna in
Yeah, I like
general.
tuna.
So I guess that's kind of like a barrier. But I'll try it. If they say saying like, oh, it's like this and this and this, but it has tuna salad, I'm like, all right, I'll take a nip.
Nip.
A nip.
Sandwiches
You'll take a nipple.
Sandwiches are the
Well,
perfect
nip.
food.
Yeah, I mean sandwiches because they're so diverse. You know,
Yeah.
it's like that spectrum. But yes, absolutely, sandwiches hand down, absolutely amazing. Have you guys ever tried like the classic like Elvis Presley?
Oh,
It's really good. It's like
Peanut butter, banana,
yeah,
like
peanut butter,
fried.
banana fried. Oh, so good.
they do that? Which?
Yeah, they do. Yeah,
It's so good.
yeah, they do.
Because like again, a sandwich, simple as PB&J, so good. Like sometimes I'm just like, I was like borderline diabetic sugar crashes
Yeah.
because I'm just studying all night, filming all night, editing, and I'm like, I just have to go out, run over to the toaster, just like throw bread in there, just get my goober and just take half the jar of goober, just throw it on the bread, and just slap it together, just pound that thing. You know, I'll inhale it in one bite,
Yeah.
and then just chug a glass of milk, and I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Delicious.
I'm good for a week.
Yeah.
Versus like a carefully crafted Reuben from like Fricano's, you know, it's just like there's the spectrum here, right? Like I go to Potbelly and it's like, I cannot get a thing of a sandwich there without getting a soup. Like there's something about like broccoli cheddar soup that goes so well for
Oh,
sandwich, right?
yeah.
It's just like a good tomato soup with the grilled cheese. Oh, like, I my favorite is getting a really good panini press going, and getting the two really good slices of like that like home style bread that like delis will have, whatever, like that like homespun bread. Getting that and just getting like the 3 kinds of different cheese, getting like your provolone, getting your like white cheddar, and then getting your sharp cheddar, and getting them all layered on there perfectly, and then just pressing the crap out of that, and then getting your ham, putting that in there after the press, and pressing that down, and then just getting your homemade tomato soup and just dipping that.
My stomach is like nearly ready to kill itself. Like it's if I don't.
Well, good thing, 'cause
classic
we are-
rookie move on
This
the
is
podcast.
your second time doing this.
Well, yeah, these alarms are so important apparently.
What's the alarm
Well,
It's actually to drop something off from one of my last classes
Alright.
before I actually head back to Houston, because this is the last content we are actually creating, not editing. We got a lot to edit.
Yeah, boy.
Fuck. A lot to that we're actually creating for this semester. Whether I think we got some plans like to make sure that other content keeps coming out and stuff
No,
like
for
that.
sure.
But just the stuff that we're actually all here for, which means holy shit, the next time we're actually all together, we're doing the web series Campus Heroes, which we haven't talked about in a while.
Yeah,
because
plug
that's
that.
still a thing.
Plug that.
Oh god. All right, so honestly, how this whole shindiggery started between all of us was we want to create a short web series called Campus Heroes, based off of some goofy little characters that we have in the works. That will be start filming coming the fall. We're hard pre-production right now. We're writing all the scripts. We're getting everything set up, producing like mad. It's 1,000 headaches, but so much anxiety of joy at the same time. So keep an eye out for that. You know, classic other plugs. You know, look out for our Patreon. Please, that's always beneficial. Subscribe if you feel like it. Please do anyways. Twitter, we have our Twitter handle, which is Cattle Prod Team.
Yep.
You know, get on there, send us some tweets. We always like to see your actives. And for this week's comments, what do we want to do, Ethan?
Oh man, let's do. I want the comment to be how do you think we're doing so far? If you've been following along with us,
That's a great idea.
Since this is the last content we're putting out podcast wise, we might be doing some individual stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I would say how do you think we're doing so far, and also over the summer, if we do our own individual content, what do you guys want to see from us? Like, do you guys want to start seeing some video game content? Do you want to see some movie reviews? Do you want to start seeing anything? Because we're pretty much down to experiment with some content. So let us know what you think.
Also, who's your favorite guest so far?
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah,
another one. Pit
because
them against each other.
3 different
Yeah,
guests.
for sure.
Oh.
And also, I realized these last 2 topics are our first time doing a 3-person setup.
Yeah.
I think there wasn't dead air, so
Mm-mm,
No.
It
So-
felt a little empty because I can see the chair that we had someone else sitting in, and we're like,
Yeah.
oh, I miss those guys already.
Oh, I guess one last question too. If y'all want a video podcast or not, if that's worth investing into, but
You want to know what we look like?
yeah.
I mean, you already
rough.
do.
I mean,
like
the-
the thumbnails. And,
Yeah, and from the short that came out already, that was so good. Great job, guys.
Woo!
Thank you.
Best.
Awesome.
She did a great job editing that.
It was so
And directing.
well received, thousands of views.
Yeah, that's definitely how it happened.
That's how it's happened, yeah.
Yeah. So well, yeah, there's the thumbnails. We have the thumbnails on there. Who is banging in this building? It's a
It's-
horrible way to end the podcast.
We're in a building
that
where
apparently is a sex factory. for
No,
giants.
it's a drum,
It's a drum.
Matt.
Sounds like my
bands.
heart when I'm like.
Sundays, a band films here. Oh, like bands, local awesome bands come the whole life.
Oh yeah. Well, now you got some free music along with your podcast. We hope you're totally hungry like we are after that great last topic. And
For sure. Let's go eat.
Let's go eat.
All right, thanks for
Hey.
joining us, guys. See y'all in the future with some great content. Be safe and have fun, guys.
Bye,
Bye
guys.
bye.